Good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, wherever you're at. Peter, if you...
I'm here. Hi, guys. Welcome to the call. I know I'm in a noisy area. Sorry. So tonight we're just going to go over, how the market is right now, and just have a discussion about how things are. And we'll refer to our resident guru Sanjeev to help us out with this, because I'm not the expert on this at all. So we're just gonna almost like having a question and answer. So if we have the answers, we can give you the answers. If not, we'll collect all the questions. And I believe Wednesday we're gonna have Paul join us on the call, and then we'll put these two questions together and then pose them all to Paul. So please, you can type your questions out, and we can collect them if we can do that. Anybody, Renee or Doris, can you guys collect the questions if possible?
We'll collect them, but David put a link in the FSTSwap English chat that you can put your questions on that link there as well. But we're more than happy to collect them as well. Okay,
awesome. All right, so for the most part, he also put in a link for an article about DeFi. If you get a chance, please read that. It makes a lot of sense about what's going on. The liquidity and the amount of total value locked is what they talk about in terms of when you put into liquidity pools. When you lock your funds in there, there's a certain percentage that's been around for the last year and a half, and how much that's declined. So Sanjeev, can you touch on that a little bit? Sanjeev, if you're available to unmute yourself, you can talk about total value locked and how significant it has dropped in DeFi.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, Peter, I can.
Hey, buddy.
I just saw the article not too long ago, but overall, the total value locked is your liquidity, and in the market, it's those are relative terms. At a certain stage in DeFi projects, and after that, they both take their own route. But for this conversation, definitely the liquidity across the board has decreased quite a bit, not just DeFi projects, right? Across the board. And there's a lot of fear because of a few events that happened. I think we touched on a few last week. And even as early as today, there's been another event about SEC filing some cases against some of the centralized exchanges. So there is now a fear about holding money in centralized exchanges, right? So combined with all of that, people are drawing, right? They're drawing cash, they're consolidating their assets. So what does that do? That kind of shrinks the overall liquidity. And DeFi projects, as we know, we're using the benefits there are mostly because of the lending and borrowing and so on and so forth. That's kind of where the heart of the reward system lies in a DeFi project. Now, when that activity is slowly shrinking, your overall value of a token, APRs, total value locked, TVL, everything goes in the obviously is completely bearish, right? You're going down. It's a ripple effect for sure. We're seeing across the board, including Bitcoin, not just specific to DeFi, right? There's no project out there that's actually gaining as of today. I classify that as a high fear, right? Extreme fear. Regulations are now coming into play. A lot of new attention around that topic. I mean, nothing concrete has been rolled out yet, but definitely now people are questioning, should it even be this liberal as to, I have no idea of what the investment's going to look like, how far can it drop, right? So a lot of questions are being asked, but that's kind of a very high level, Peter. Yeah. Again, I haven't read the article yet.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of fear right now going on. So in terms of the safety and confidence level, it's everywhere, like you mentioned. I mean, we see Bitcoin going down so much, and it's affected a lot of FUD, we call it, right? fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and a lot of people are pulling out of the coin and diversifying into something else. So
Yes.
in that sense, what do you see happening in the near future? It's still going to be a little bit down for a bit? It's going to consolidate a little bit? Yeah,
I think so. There's still a little bit of room to go further. And again, I'm not, again, just from basic reading and research that I've done, there's still some room to go down, just because there's no certain event that is spiraling upwards, right? So there is no improvement in any of the topics that we discussed, unless until there is a very significant roadmap event that kind of changes the course of a token. I don't see it turning around right away.
Yeah. Okay. So let's open it up. If anybody has any questions or would like to, voice their opinion on how things are, we'd love to hear from our community members here. And of course, Wednesday, I want to make sure the people that came late to the call, Wednesday, we're going to have a question and answer period with Paul. He's supposed to be joining us on the Wednesday night call. So please have all your questions ready by then. There's a form that was posted in the chat here today. You can ask your questions, and we will make sure that Paul has these questions prior to the call. So would anybody like to come on in and talk about what they're seeing in the markets and what their sentiment is?
Peter, Mahbub here.
Hi, Mahbub, come on in.
Hey, based on my experience, I agree with 100% with Sanjeev. Every year during this time, it's been happening for last, I think, 9-10 years. This time of the year, all the way until Thanksgiving, overall, the entire crypto market is a big bidding. Okay, every year like that. Then towards the Thanksgiving, by the time Christmas comes, it just kind of retraces back up and try to hit the all-time high. So this is no different, except we have many things that we've seen before. We never saw. The war in Ukraine and Russia is going to continue for a longer time. It is impacting the price of gas, impacting the recession. There's so many things coming together. It's not a normal situation anymore. Based on that, the fear factor is very high with people. So they're kind of curious what to do. So when people are confused and people are depressed, people are fear, they cash out. They just cash whatever they can. Just mass exit happens, and that causes kind of compounding effect on it, and that's kind of happening right now. So so it's normal. I'm buying. I'm just buying Ethereum for cheap. I mean, of course, you only put the money that you can afford to lose, right? So I'm buying because it's the perfect time to buy in the dip. Like Warren Buffett, he always buys the dip, selling the greed. So I would not worry about it. It's a known event. If you don't know it, you should know about it. Expect this to take a retracement. Get some. This is a great time for big company. Like Elon Musk is buying. He is buying big time right now. So of course they're not Elon Musk, but it is what it is. So I would not worry about it. Just let the market do what the market do, and then kind of you have to allow this to happen. You can just panic driven and go on a mental roller coaster ride. That's not good for anything. Like right now, I see the OSK. You look at everything, OSK, Fawn, Fizz, they're also taking the bidding, right? And so is the overall sentiment of the market is it gets kind of somehow carried over to everything. So it's a human mindset, human mental capacity, and the fear factor, and everything comes into place. So so that's what happens. So there is no, like, you cannot say that you didn't know about it. You should be aware of it. So that's what I was saying.
Okay, thank you, Mahbub. Thanks for your input. Of course, I know you're always buying the dips. Sure. Sanjeev, are you able to? Yes. Who's this?
No, this is Lynn.
Hi, Lynn.
This is just an observation, which may be helpful to some people. I'm a bit of a fan of another currency or another group called Cardano, and Charles Hoskinson has been invited to make an official presentation on behalf of the crypto industry to a government body, which is either the Congress or the Senate, I'm not sure which, and to do with regulation. And it may be our members could keep an eye on that, because that will be very helpful to the entire industry. So just for a matter of interest, that's the first time that the government has issued an invitation to somebody to present a sort of an unbiased view about what crypto can do for the world. And of course, we're all in the same crypto space. So if anybody's interested, it might be an idea to keep an eye on that presentation to see what comes of it. That'll affect the markets probably.
When is that, Lynn?
I must admit, I don't know. I saw it on my feed just yesterday. It's relatively soon. I'm sorry, I should have Googled it before I spoke to you this morning, but it's within the next 2 or 3 weeks, so it's quite present. And in the meantime, of course, that may have an effect on the markets overall. So it's just a general observation, nothing specific.
Oh, okay. All right. Appreciate your input there, Lynn. Thank you so much. Sanjeev, are you able to just show our project and see the amount of funds that are locked up right now? Are we able to see that? Because I remember you showing that before. So we're just curious as to how it stands right now.
Yeah, I can definitely open up.
Yeah, please.
All right.
We can't see your screen yet.
Let me know whenever you can see it.
Unless Breezy, you can see it? Okay, now it's coming.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, we're at 811. We were very close to almost 890, I think, last week when we met.
All right, that's right.
Yeah. Still, the 24-hour volume obviously looks good because of a lot of sell-off, right? So that's the reason why that increased from almost 40. I think we were very close to 40 million. Now we're looking at 104 just because of the extreme sell-off. And when you look at it, most amount of action is happening in the USDT fist pool. That's where a lot of sell-off is happening, right?
What was that number at before? Do you recall? The USDT fist pool?
That one was the 24-hour volume. I don't. I remember that used to be the pool used to be close to 240 when it comes to liquidity. Now we're looking at 240, 260 approximately. Now we're looking at close to 173.
Which I still think it's pretty solid, right? Compared to other projects out there.
Yes, definitely, and still extremely solid for a $1.72 token, right? Extremely solid, yeah. Yeah. That's pretty much what I see right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everything's just taking a dip in terms of total value locked in the liquidity.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, it's extreme fear. People are just dumping everything, right? So, and there's even a concern that you're not going to be able to get your money back because the USDT might struggle. You might get a lesser value. So all of that talk and all of the news kind of makes people panic a little bit, right? It's in the past, we never had actual events of that nature. Now we have events around BlockFi, UST, Celsius, right? So on and so forth. So all of that, these are some facts, and now people are more scared, right? And then I think that article I was just reading right before you called me out on that, they're talking about the decrease in the total value locked being an extreme low, right? Meaning in 1 month, they've never seen such a steep drop. So again, this is the intention there being not to be scared, but rather to know that, okay, that's what's causing the decrease in the OSK, FIST tokens, and so on and so forth, right? Rather than not knowing.
Yeah, but in comparison to everything else that's going out there, I mean, it's just following the market trends of cryptocurrency right now.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's an overall market trend. Yeah.
Just a matter of being patient and waiting it out, I guess, right now.
That's it. That's how crypto has always been, right? We've known that. So
Wait for the Christmas time.
exactly.
Does anybody else have any comments? So we can unmute yourself if you'd like. For the most part, we don't have any updates. We don't have DeFi Max on the call. We expect to have Paul on Wednesday's call, so I think that's where we're going to be getting most of our information this week. Gino, come on in, Gino.
Yeah, hi, good evening, everyone. I just want to mention something that caught my eye. This was in, let's see when I took this picture of the screenshot. That was eventually deleted by the admins of this group. This screenshot I took, it was all in Chinese. This was on, I believe, Saturday night or Sunday morning early at 2:13 a.m. It was sent by somebody by the name of OSK-DAO. So I did the translation, and I'm happy I did so. And because it was deleted from our group, I'm not sure why it was deleted from the group. But let me read it to you since it was deleted, my translation. The first part doesn't really make too much sense, but it's the last part that caught my eye, and it's maybe Paul or somebody can answer this eventually. Okay, so here it goes. The speed of cashing out in one-span technology is getting faster and faster, and the oil pool is about to be slowly drained. In the past few days, 1 billion has been cashed out. The performance we do every day is not enough to cash out in one span, which is really sad. When you are so greedy, stupid, and so bad, you've been out of luck for 8 lifetimes, and every day you dig up funds to steal everyone's efforts. I really can't afford to play with you guys, so we will move out at the end of the month. I hope that in the remaining days of your technical team, you will not be so greedy and not so bad. Take what we should take and wait for us to leave and let you play slowly with such a technical team. A little shocking to read. I mean, anybody could write that, of course. Any idea what this person is trying to say?
I have no idea. It's the first time I've heard of it.
I know it was deleted from our chat, and I took a snapshot of it. And then right after that, it was deleted. So somebody was trying to say that they're going to be leaving the project by the end of the month. And you heard what I had to say. So I'm not sure who that was, but little strange, don't you think?
Yeah, we can raise this up on Wednesday when Paul gets on the call. Let's see what he has to say about that.
OSK-DAO was the person that wrote that. Okay, just a note.
Okay, hey, Gino, David here. I
Dave.
popped in at the, I didn't hear the first part of your question, but I heard the post, a good bit of the post that you were reading. And if you remember a couple of weeks ago, there was I think it came through a Twitter announcement or message about the PG NFT no longer being developed with the OSK-DAO community.
Right,
So
I remember that.
This sounds like probably the backstory of whatever that relationship, why that relationship went left. And of course, I'm sure both parties are going to have their version of it, but that's if it's signed OSK-DAO, then that's that community that decided to go and do their own thing. And again, keep in mind that community was one that was formed around the commitment to OSK and in some sense in response to the April 7th event. And so kind of from its onset, there are really two different thought processes and ideologies as it pertains to the project. So
okay, I understand. I understand where this is coming from. All good then. Thank you for the explanation.
sure thing.
All right, does anybody else have any comments? If not, David, you think when you just adjourn till Wednesday when Paul gets on the call?
Yeah, have we talked about collecting questions? We share that link.
Yes, we posted the form in the chat here as well.
Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, let's have a great call on Wednesday. It will be super helpful. We're gonna try and prepare all of the questions before the call, so we can have a really smooth call and get as much addressed as possible. So you guys take the next couple of days, think about whatever it is that you'd like to talk about. Let's get those questions in and have a great call on Wednesday.
Fair enough. Thank you very much, guys.
Awesome. Peter, you want to wrap up? Yeah, Peter. Mike.
Do we have any new members on the call? If you are, I mean, the names do look familiar, but just in case there are any new members, if you want to raise your hand. But if not, we have a support call tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we have it again on Wednesday. And then Wednesday night at 10, we have the call with Paul. And then again on Thursday at 12 p.m. with Carlos and crew. But if there are no other questions, we will adjourn until Wednesday, unless you come to the support call tomorrow. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're more than welcome to unmute yourself unless anybody else has anything to say. If not, we will call it a night. Go ahead and unmute yourself and we will see you on the next call.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you,
Good
Breezy.
night. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Good night.
Bye, Mariana.
Good night,
Love you guys.
everyone.
Peace, love, health, and
Good night,
happiness.
Breezy. Love.
Love you guys. My music's not playing. Okay. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you.
There it goes. Okay, that's the one I wanted to say.
Cause you're a sky full of stars. I'm gonna give you my heart. Cause you're a sky full of stars. Cause you light up the park. I don't care, go on and tear me apart. I don't care if you do.
All right, we'll see you guys later. Bye.
Cause in the sky